welcome to episode 19 of the Good Game Roundtable podcast. I'm Lin Jie Kong, and this is part 2 of Humans of Good Game, a new series on the podcast filled with individual interviews with everyone on the team. Because it's Good Game's 10th anniversary this year, I thought it would be a good idea to ask people who work on the show what their favourite moments are and what Good Game means to them. Later on the show, I'll be catching up with the madness that is a Good Game pocket team, but first, I drop in on our newbies, Tobias Venus and Sanita Khandharixay, and see how they're faring after spending almost a season on this glorious show. Toby, Sanita.
Hello.
On the red couch. The noobs. How are you guys? How's it all going?
Yeah, good.
Doing well.
Playing some VR today?
Oh,
Having some
not
fun?
me. I get very motion sick with VR.
Right, so VR's not for you.
Yeah, so I just watch.
Right.
But Toby
okay.
almost attacked me
Yeah.
with the VR.
It's always quite hilarious, like watching people play VR in the games room. Mm-hmm. Like they're always doing something hilarious. So for you guys, you are the, two of the newest members.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What were your first memories of Good Game? Because I know both of you have watched Good Game in the past.
Okay, so I first watched it, like, I watched the first ep. My mum knew I was into games when I was young. What, how long ago? 10 years ago, so I would have been
When I was young, 10 years
15
I love
years
that.
old at the height of my being into gaming on
Yeah.
account of having no friends. And my mum was like, you got no friends, but you love games. Watch this new show coming out on ABC. So I watched it, and I was like, this is the best thing ever. Going back now and rewatching it, probably
Yeah.
not the best thing ever, but at the time it was great.
Yeah, but look, we had lower standards.
Oh, yeah, totally.
When we were children.
Yeah.
You know, that's a good thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then watched it every Tuesday if I could for 10 years. It was awesome. Yeah.
I think I hopped in around season 2. I was just sitting, come home from school, did my homework, had my dinner, and I was just sitting on the lounge with my sister thinking, what is there to watch? And then we somehow just stumbled across it and we're like, Good Game. A show about games. Yeah, this we can relate to because we play so much of it for so long. And so it was just like, we just started watching it weekly, but then, life catches up with you, so it was just like every now and then.
Well, we do
start
make a
watching
lot of episodes through the year, so,
But yeah, so that's
beholden to watch everyone. Except for Toby, because he's seen everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah. How cool that your mum introduced you to the show. You have a cool mum.
Yeah, she's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I'll tell her to listen to this so she can get that, because I never tell her.
Isn't she like a massive fan?
Of the show? No, but she's a massive fan of me. So whenever I'm on screen, which
that's
is
cute.
occasionally,
That's great.
she'll tell me and get excited. So that's lovely.
Yeah, cool.
I'm glad your parents encouraged you.
Yeah.
Sanita, our parents are somewhat different.
No.
No. Our parents encourage us in their own weird ways.
Well,
They
I
do.
just scream at my mother to come running to the TV whenever I have a slight cameo in the background.
Right.
Yeah.
So if I'm like, behind Stephen or Steph
Yeah.
or Budger and Hex.
What's her usual reaction when you do that?
Oh, there you are.
Yeah.
You don't look Asian at all. Is what she it's what she literally said to me the
My
other
mum
day.
says the same thing. Crazy.
About me.
Not about me.
Yeah. Toby, you don't look Asian at all.
No.
Yeah. Look at that beard. I love Asian mothers. My when I first started on Good Game, I would sit my parents down to watch like my first few field segments, and they were like, "When are you going to be on camera?" And I was like, "I'm a producer, Mom. Like we're not meant to be on camera." It's like. And my dad's like, oh, wouldn't it be good, if you're like doing the news one day? I'm like, totally different career path. It's not going to happen. And then when I finally like turned up on camera, I think it was the end of last year for Zero Latency.
Yeah,
Was that
yeah.
the first time?
I think that was the first. Well, I think I had like little big role moments,
Yeah.
previous, but nothing that they caught. And so that was the first time, and I sat them down to watch that episode. And I was like, I'm finally on camera now.
But you didn't have it. You didn't have your headset off or anything.
No, yeah. So, but it was obviously me, and my mum was like, "Oh, look at you walking around like your dumpy self."
Oh, God.
God, I love my parents. Right? They never fail to just lop ego off.
Oh, yeah.
Of my. Yeah, you understand, right,
Yeah,
Sanita?
my dad thinks I work at a cinema.
It's keeping the dream alive.
When I said like, television, ABC, got stuff to do.
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah, cool, cinema. I'm like, Dad, no.
Yeah.
So he's told like everyone at the local store that I work at a cinema.
Yeah.
I was like, oh well, that's Dad.
Yeah. Oh, parents, they're funny things.
Yeah.
I mean, you guys haven't been with us very long, but what has been your favourite and most memorable moment of the show that you might have worked on? I mean, you had a memorable moment yesterday strapping a baby to Nick Boy. That's pretty memorable.
It's hard to top that because there's been so many things that's happened this year. So it's I haven't been keeping record. I only just started keeping record of the favourite things of the day.
Yeah.
Not like pocket thing of the day, but things that happen in the office. And I think that one trumped it because I walked in, I asked Nick to bring exercise clothes. Yeah. And I just said like just a singlet top and like track pants or something. And I saw him in the morning and he says, I bought a pink singlet and some short shorts. And I seriously thought he was joking. Yeah. So I was like, okay.
No, Nick doesn't joke about those things.
And then I'm looking for a headset to dress him. I turn around and he's in a pink singlet and short shorts like he promised. I was like, oh God. And now I have to strap a baby to his chest. Yeah. Which I just learned on the internet that day. Toby saw.
Well, the joys of being a coord. on Good Game, right?
So it's one of those things. It's just those the really funny scenes that I get to help dress or get wardrobe for the fun, memorable bits.
But it's interesting you say like, oh, there's so many moments I've lost track. Like, welcome to a life where you can't remember what happened yesterday. Like I don't remember anything.
I'm pretty sure I'm going to remember that I saw Bajo just strip right in front of me and put a towel on, and I was like,
oh yeah, he was.
Oh, but he takes his shirt off like at every instance he gets.
He was. I think I walked into that room and he was just in a pair of undies, just because that's what was necessary. Yeah, that was interesting.
But like another fun moment was when like, I think last week or the week before when Nick just came in for a hug and then Rad joined and then Sam joined and then Elliot joined and then Pete joined and I was like, I can't breathe and I don't know why we're all hugging. And I just see Toby looking out of the corner of the games.
Toby's like, where's my hug, guys?
That's true. I didn't get a hug that day.
You were playing games.
That's true.
But
games were giving you a hug,
games
Toby.
Are a hug. Yes.
Yeah. So I'd say those kind of family moments that we have in our office are probably the
It's
best.
a pseudo family. When you're not getting enough love from your own family, you get love from the Good Game family. You know, great, Toby. How about you?
Yeah, I mean, because it's such a new thing in my life that like I've never done any of this stuff before in this job. Like nearly every week, I do something where I'm like, "Whoa, that was cool!" At the end of it. I think for me personally, the best moment at the time was going to cover the Magic Pro Tour because I was a huge fan of that. Yeah. And I got to go with Rad, and it was our first time doing a big story for Good Games. So we were both like sort of new at it, but we were like, yeah, we're going to do a great job. We got to like see a whole bunch of stuff I'd seen on streams and stuff before. So that was super exciting. Got to meet some Magic players who I really respected, and I got to talk to them and stuff. Story didn't turn out exactly like we wanted, but I had a lot of fun at the time doing it. So that was definitely a highlight for me, yeah.
Was there like one particular moment that you were like really proud of? I mean, you know, you guys are like babies, you know, you're at the start of your careers. So I'm sure like there will be moments in the future. Hopefully, right?
Hopefully.
We all hope. We all hope. Yeah.
Mine's going to be the 10th birthday.
Yeah.
Like,
you got to use a real auto cue in the control room. I mean, and if people don't know, like the auto cue that Sanita usually uses, you know, every Wednesday for
dodgy.
green screen is probably made in 1972.
It runs on Windows XP. That's how old it is. And then someone stole one of my cables that our camera operator JP gave me. Yeah. So then I couldn't hook it up to the camera like last week and the week before. So so it's like super dodgy. Whereas working on the auto cue downstairs in the control room is like
it's almost like
fancy.
you were part of a real television show as opposed to something that's almost professional, as we like to say.
Yeah, Sanita like did half that show almost. Like the amount of work you were doing, like for the weeks leading up to it, you were just like tearing your hair out. Every time we actually caught up, when you actually got a chance to sit next to me, you're just like, Toby, I can't do this. I was like, no one else is doing it. You better do it. And Sanita did so much work on that.
So I think the 10th birthday was the proudest thing I've done.
The greatest thing is when you get to moments like that, and I've often had those moments usually with stuff like, for example, E3 or GDC coverage, where I get to a point, I'm in another country, and I get that moment of like, why am I here? I can't do this. And you almost get that like feeling of freaking out, like I need to run away now. And then somehow you're like, no, pull yourself together, think of it step by step. Just
Yeah.
do the next thing you have to do, and then you do the next thing,
Yep.
and then the next thing, and somehow 2 weeks later, it's all going to be done, and you're going to look back on it, and you're like, wow, I survived that.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah. I think one of my proudest stories would be one of my first ones actually was when we covered Gamer X. It was just like this really small thing. No one really knew about it. Just saw an ad on Facebook, I think, and I was like, that sounds like a great thing that Good Game could cover. And we went and covered it. And I think it was like the second thing I actually worked on. And I was working with Ben at the time on that. And he taught me a lot during that shoot. Worked with a couple of really good camera people as well. And then that turned into a second story, which was just a bunch of interviews with a bunch of queer people who did have things to say about the state of games and how they their relationship with the queer community. And I think that was a really really good. I felt like it had a good message and a lot of people responded to it really well. So I was really happy to see the feedback on Twitter. So that was really nice. Yeah,
Absolutely. And I remember you mentioning that at that time when you were putting together the story, was that, you come from a very small town in Western Australia. Obviously you're very young right now. You haven't had a lot of experience probably meeting a lot of people. And that story for you, I guess, broadened your horizons in the ways that you look at, different people, different communities and diverse communities and
totally.
their relationship with gaming.
Yeah, I mean, the town that I grew up in, super homophobic, super racist as well. So to come to Sydney where it's basically the opposite of that. Yeah. I was like, look, I know that it's important, but I know nothing. I'm going to explore this area and see what I can learn and see what I can teach other people. Yeah. It was great.
Yeah. And great story it was as well.
Yeah, it's super awesome for me as well. Just because it was like an event that I really enjoyed. And so Toby gets to sit next to an asexual person and learn the wonders from me, and we get to discuss it, and he never wants judges. Yeah. So it was just like, it was great that someone, they created this event and Toby gave us the opportunity to cover it, and now it's just like part of our spectrum.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's so important as well, right? Especially for the gaming community, to welcome diverse sets of people. Now, do you guys have a game that takes you to your happy place?
I've got a few, actually. I tend to jump between genres. I've got a number of old Xbox live arcade games that I always go back to when I need the rush of adrenaline. Pac-Man Championship Edition is really good. Geometry Wars.
Oh my god!
Just stuff that I can just pick up and play for 5 or 10 minutes, and know that I'm going to be good at it, and then just get a high score or something. I always love doing that. But apart from that, Pokemon. Holy shit! How good is Pokemon? I'm so excited for the next one.
That's so
love it. Yeah, I grew up on Pokemon. My first game I ever got, and it was for a long time, was Pokemon Yellow. I had to promise to read every word in it so it would be educational, because my parents didn't believe in video games. I played the shit out of that, and I played every game since. And that whenever I play a Pokemon game, I feel happy and excited.
I stopped after Silver.
Yeah, I mean, they got progressively worse, but still every time I get super excited.
But it's happy place. You don't care.
Yeah, exactly.
You don't care if a game is bad.
Yeah.
Well, I've told Toby this story before, but the reason I stopped at Silver was because I started a new game and I wasn't going to save over my original. Yeah. And then I accidentally saved over my original and deleted my entire progress, and then it scarred me as a child.
Yeah.
So that's
and you're I'm done now. Thank you very much.
I never played Pokemon ever again.
That's fair. Yeah. You got to fight through that. I spilled Milo into my episode of Silver.
I think like Toby, I tend to jump between genres. For me, games that I really enjoy are things that I've played with my siblings. So games like Halo, like the original Halo combat involved, as well as the other ones I've followed. But that's because my sister and I, we used to just get home on the weekend, do our shopping, come home to the weekend, and we just turn on the Xbox and we just play for hours on the hardest difficulty. And then there was we'd just be sitting there. Mum doesn't care. Dad's happy that we're having fun. Yeah. And we'd just be sitting there playing Halo for probably till midnight sometimes. So things like that. And sometimes we still revisit it and we just sit there and we just play. So
it's nostalgia. Nostalgia is the best thing.
So along with Halo, so that's your general FPS. And then Stacey and I, my sister, we always play the Dynasty Warriors and Samurai Warriors series, which is just a hack and slash game based on Chinese and Japanese history.
Yeah.
And it's the same game repeated for each series, like number 7, 8, 9. But it's just so much fun to us because it's like there's a whole vast characters, and you just pick one and then you just kill a bunch of crappy soldiers on the field, and it's just like it's fun and it's addictive. So those kind of games that I really enjoy. But you know, a lot of it has to do with my siblings playing Gears of War together, playing Assassin's Creed together.
Yeah.
You
know, you guys are really young, so you've kind of, you know, grown up with gaming online and also watching game coverage, you know, online, as well as Good Game on broadcast TV. Where do you think the future of gaming coverage lies, or where do you think it's going to head in the future? Or I guess, you know, to make it a bit more personal question is, where do you guys, you know, see yourselves getting gaming coverage, or if you want to, you know, watch anything game related in the future? You know, you're kind of like early to mid 20s. And say, for example, in another decade, like, where are we going to be? Are we all going to have VR headsets? Like,
Good Game VR.
Good Game VR. That's brilliant. Let's do it.
We'll have to get the ABC to buy some 360 cameras. Jesus.
We have to light the other side.
Yeah.
That's like really hard. It's like at the moment we only light the one side in front of the camera. Like,
where does the director stand in this? Do they like stand in the middle?
They're the one holding the camera, Toby.
Right.
Yeah.
So
at that point in time, like we won't even have crew, right? The director would just hold the 360 camera above their heads.
Yeah.
They would just stand there, and then the things will happen around them.
Yeah. I don't think I really want to watch that, to be honest. There's so much room for error. Yeah. Like, because I've been producing Well Played for the last like 4 months now, I feel like streaming is only going to get bigger. Everything, I honestly think TV is going to move into just being streamed at some point. Like, we can't, like, I've still got Bunny ears on my TV and I never use it because it's just so much easier to hook it up to an internet connection and watch anything around the world. Games are going to be covered. Well, I mean, they're sort of at the forefront of this. They're going to be covered by bigger and bigger broadcasters who only exist in the streaming space, I think.
Yeah. I mean, because like our week is extremely busy. So sometimes there's not even any time to play games. But when it comes to the weekend, the first thing I do on Saturday morning is actually turn on my PS4 to go to either YouTube or another content provider. So... so when can we start this Good Game VR stuff?
Oh, jeez. I will say the first thing I do every Saturday morning is turn on Spawn Point and watch it.
Yeah.
Because, like, honestly, it is so funny these days.
Yeah. Thanks to Lin.
Yeah.
Well, you know, I like to make entertainment. It's my job.
Yeah, because I actually record Spawn Point. So my parents still use cable.
Yeah.
You know, they watch all their stuff overseas.
Yeah, they watch all the ethnic stuff.
Yeah, and so like I have Spawn Point and Good Game like on the record button, so it like records every week, and then I can like watch it and rewind it. But that's me.
Yay.
I'll be doing that like next week because you get to see our golf cake.
Oh yes, definitely be watching for that.
Well, everyone knows Spawn Point is the better show, right?
But yeah, it's definitely not going to be consumed on a general TV box anymore. I would like our Spawn Point audience, they still access it on TV.
Yeah, it's a little bit different for kids, I think, because their access to probably PCs at that age is not as...
Yeah.
I mean, they're probably more on iPads and watching it on apps. And if you're a parent, I think you still want that level of parental control. Of like giving your kids maybe the ABC Me app and say, you know, you can watch anything on this, but don't click on anything else. Unlike my parents, which they never gave me any restrictions on anything. It's like, oh, we've got a PC, you're 11. I guess you can go on the internet. Yeah. It's like, thanks, Mom. Thanks, Dad.
And then I'm also seeing a lot of unknown, I guess, YouTubers slowly climbing up the ranks to become a sort of semi-celebrity in a way. And they're the ones that are reporting on game news, you know?
Yeah. God, every time I hear of a YouTube celebrity, I feel so old.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, who are these people? And then I check out the channels and I'm like, oh, there is no, the world is ending.
Oh yeah,
What is
totally.
this?
There's no production value whatsoever there.
But it's not even production value. It's just a level of content. It's like, it's basically people trying out the new orange frappuccino from Starbucks. It's like, there is a level of inaneness that I'm a self-professed intellectual that just makes me want to hurt people when I see that.
Yeah. Through my work as a field producer this year, I've actually run into quite a few YouTubers, famous YouTubers from Australia, and they just PR companies know that they're famous.
Yeah.
They have more followers than Good Game does. The PR companies chuck free stuff at them, and they'll talk about it.
Yeah.
Which is just crazy to me. I can't
they're all really young as well.
Yeah.
Like I feel like you might grow out of it. You might start at like 16 or something, and then by the time you're like 25, you might have found a real job. I sound like my parents when I say that. It's like, just find a real job, be a doctor or something, be a lawyer. Like, what are you doing on YouTube?
I'm not sure that that's going to happen though, because they kind of they're in this space which is, I guess, similar to our job, but they're also not learning anything that would allow them to work in the industry that we work in. So I don't know if you get any transferable skills from just being on YouTube, except maybe being able to talk to people.
A lot of younger kids are actually idolizing these people as well.
I know, how weird is that?
Like, I want to be
yeah.
a YouTuber too. And it's like, oh, like go for it if you want to. But it's just it's a weird notion, because like, growing up, we're seeing like Barjo and Hex on TV, and it's like, oh yeah, I want to work with these guys.
Yeah, or like I want to be a television presenter or a film actor or something, and now kids want to be a YouTube streamer.
Just screaming not in front
like
of a game.
Yeah, and it's odd because obviously they see these people and it's like, well, it's a viable career choice. You know, God, it must be hard to be a parent right now. You'll be like freaking out.
That said, like I live on YouTube and watch a lot of stuff on YouTube. There are people who make really good content out there. Like I'm not saying that YouTubers are bad, but there are a lot of YouTubers who aren't very good.
Yeah,
I went through a phase in my early 20s where I was just constantly watching YouTube, downloading as much videos as I can. But now that like I'm mid-20s, it's just kind of like
you want quality now because you don't have enough time.
And I kind of like to sit on the couch and watch it on a big screen, whether it's TV or if it's like Netflix or something.
Yeah.
I
have this theory that like when you get older, you do have like more sophisticated tastes. Like, I'm because I'm a massive nerd and I love stuff like classical music and opera and theater and stuff. Like, I'll go and I'm literally
sent us, what is it, the 100 top classicals.
Yeah, essentially like a 6-page document. Like Classics 101. I was like, everyone needs to read this and need to listen to these tracks because this is your music education. Because it's not like you learn anything at school, right? I'm going to be here to teach you. Yeah. But I go to these performances, I'm literally the youngest person by like 40 years sometimes.
Yeah, crazy.
But I have this theory that, and opera companies and theatre companies are always lamenting that their audiences aren't young enough, right? Mm-hmm. And similarly with television right now, like a lot of TV companies, in particular the ABC, because we do get a lot of older people watching, the ABC as a certain demographic. It's like, oh, we need to appeal to the youth of society.
Yeah.
But I have this theory that people actually gravitate towards more sophisticated like content as they get older. That's why audiences for theatre and opera are that old, because it literally takes you 40 years to actually appreciate and understand the level of craft in that. Yeah. Whereas if you're 16, you don't give a shit. You watch someone on YouTube.
I just want to see someone screaming down a mic.
Yeah.
Really.
Can we do like what's a good segment for like the older gamers? Good game
geriatric. What?
Yeah.
Like,
you've thought of this already, haven't you?
Yeah.
Doing like, if it's going to take 40 years for us to appreciate a game like No Man's Sky or something.
But the interesting thing with the gaming space is, I think, because it's so young, but you're beginning to see it now as like with the more narrative experiences and the more like walk 'em up experiences.
I love that genre, by the way. Yeah. Like that's something where it ends and you just sit there and think for a while. I know like a lot of young people don't appreciate those and they flood Steam with a lot of bad reviews, but maybe it is just a taste thing, and as you get older you'll be like, oh, maybe I'll go try that game again. And it's actually
I think
good.
so. At least I want to hope so. For the future of humanity.
I want to get our mothers playing games.
Yeah.
Do you think we can get
our mothers to
Our
play
mums
games.
To play games.
I don't know. I got my mum a Google Nexus like 3-4 years ago, and she doesn't even use mobile phones. Like if I go out shopping with her, we have to do the old school thing of like
Meet me here.
me here in half an hour, and I'm like, why don't you just have a phone, Mum? Like a normal person. But no, she doesn't do it. But she loves her tablet, and my dad got a new iPad like last year, and she's always on that, and she loves that. And I feel like, but she's really into. She's a bit like me. She's really into narrative storytelling. So she watches a lot of TV and a lot of movies and a lot of like tutorial stuff. Like she loves going onto YouTube and watching cooking tutorials and learning recipes. So I think for her, gaming is still a little bit outside of that space where she doesn't have a lot of time to do anything, and her downtime is her relaxation. And she also has high blood pressure, and I feel like if she plays more games, like it's not really going to be good for her health. Yeah, she gets anxious and stressed.
Oh, poor mum.
Yeah, but your mum?
I think she tried to play games early in the year, and I remember once I was like, "Mum, I have to go to the bathroom." She was like, "Can I cover for you?" Like as a joke, and I was like, "Sure." And she's like, "No." So I don't know. I would like to, because I like John, ladies and gentlemen. His mum plays Witcher.
Yeah,
she's just
that's great.
Scrolling through.
And we need to get her on Pocket.
Yeah, that'd be fantastic. But just like those kind of narrative-based games, I thought maybe my mother would enjoy. Like she might enjoy like Uncharted if there was just no shooting or something.
Yeah. Well, my mum has hay fever, so I feel like if there's like a nice garden walk-around game with some beautiful music, maybe with a bit of VR. I'm not sure how she's going to go with VR, but she'd love that. Yeah,
that'd be great.
Let's make something like that. Toby, what about your mum? Does she play games?
When the Wii came out, my parents got super into Wii Sports and Wii Sports Resort. They played as often as possible. As soon as the kids were out of the house, they were playing the Frisbee game and tennis and stuff against each other.
They're like, yes, the kids are out. We can finally have the console to ourselves.
Which I found so ironic, considering like the 10, like my entire life leading up to before the Wii, they were like, video games are going to ruin your brain and you're not allowed to play or anything like that. And then to see them playing the Wii every day after it came out, it was great. I don't think they're playing it as much anymore. But during that time, it was very funny to me just seeing them waving their arms around.
Yeah. I remember when Guitar Hero World Tour came out with the drum kit and everything. Yeah. I literally sat my entire family down and gave them an instrument each and said, we're going to play a song and we're going to play it on beginner. And for that moment, it was like the entire family was playing the one game. And it was kind of amazing. Except it ended there. And they were like, oh, I can't hit that one note. Like, what are you meant to do? It's like, it's timing, Mom. It's timing. You have to like, press a button.
I know my mother enjoys cutscenes from video games. Because especially when they're very cinematic, she thinks it's like an actual movie. And then she'll just watch me play and she'll like, oh, is this a movie or is this a video game?
Well, every time I play something, my parents, even if I'm playing, FIFA or whatever, my parents are like, wow, wait, you're not watching soccer? Like, what? And I'm like, no, I'm playing it, Mum. Or like, is that a movie? Like, I was playing Uncharted 4. It's like, is that a movie?
Oh, yeah.
No, I'm playing it. I'm controlling this guy. Watch me climb.
I think there was one, I can't remember, it was one of the Call of Duties, but there's like a chase scene after you come out of the submarine. She was getting so excited. She was just like, oh, there's guns, there's helicopters, there's things, there's explosions. And I was like, it's just a game, Mum. But so, I mean, there's a segment in that, like a rolling segment, parental gaming, getting your parents to that's
play
cool.
a game, right? Bring your parents into work.
Can everyone bring a parent in? That'd be great.
Show and tell with your parents. Like you have to sit them down, and it's like a lucky dip. What game they play?
Oh my god!
Right? Like you have to draw it out of a hat. This is great. Like I've been interviewing everyone, and I've just been coming up with these random ideas for like segments.
So we can totally scrap Good Game VR for parental gaming.
Parental gaming. Okay, done. Okay, great. Thanks very much, guys. Parental gaming on a screen in your room very soon.
And that was Toby and Sanita. What a joy it is to have them around. I mean, 6 years ago, I was just like these guys, young, green, and hungry. But soon you wise up to the world, and you become perhaps a little bit jaded, a little bit crazier, and maybe a little bit like the Good Game Pocket team of John Emerson, Nich Richardson, and Peter Burns.
Johnny, Shumboy, John, ladies and gentlemen.
Hello, that's me.
Yay, John.
Hi.
What's your earliest memory that you have of Good Game?
My earliest memory, I was working on Catalyst as assistant editor, I had the door open and Jung and Bajo walked past the door dressed as like 80s pop stars. That's pretty much the earliest thing before that I didn't even know the show existed.
And then since then you were like, get me on that show. Catalyst ain't doing it for me anymore.
Yeah, kind of. Games, not science.
Yeah, games, man. It's a dream come true. What was your most memorable and favourite moment whilst working on Good Game?
Memorable. The Bond thing was pretty awesome. The Bond backwards compatible. That was really good.
The foil on the teeth, man.
Not so
Never
memorable.
Forget.
Not so memorable, but it was fun.
Being able to slam Goose against a brick wall.
That was fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I enjoyed that. That's definitely the most memorable, for sure.
Yeah. Cool. What are you most proud of?
Oh, I'm proud of Spawn Point. I helped edit that from the start. I was the start, basically.
You groomed it.
I groomed it into
a success that it is right now.
That was good. Pocket, I'm pretty proud of. Yeah, that'll do. Those two things. Starting two different shows. That's kind of cool. That'll do.
And making both shows a brilliant success.
Oh, indeed.
And do you have a game that takes you to your happy place?
Rocket League. Always Rocket League. Just forever. Anytime I feel down, I just jump on Rocket League and instantly the smile is there and the happiness is there. It is just the most perfect game in all shapes and sizes. It's fantastic.
And will you continue going back to Rocket League?
Oh, yeah. Definitely.
Forever.
Definitely. On average, I've put 2 hours a day since it got launched into it. That's disgustingly massive.
That's like, how many hours do you think you've spent on Rocket League?
Oh, I know. It's I can tell you, it's like over 600.
Oh,
Yeah.
actually 600 is not too bad.
Yeah, but I mean, it only came out like a year and 2 months ago.
True. I feel like my brother spent like 600 hours on COD 6 or whatever.
Yeah, that's not so cool.
Yeah.
But Rocket League's the perfect game, so of course it's awesome. 600 hours is just the start. It's just the start. It's going to be a 10,000 hour game.
Amazing. And did you have a most awkward moment?
Most
on
awkward.
film?
Most awkward. No, I don't think I had an awkward one on film. I mean, there were awkward moments in the Tiny Power stuff, but yeah. Oh, actually, memorable.
Spectral vagina? Was that Tiny Powers?
Spectral vagina.
I could have just made that up, but that should have been in it somewhere.
Yeah, no, that sounds familiar. I don't think I said that line though. I enjoyed being Dick Smart and Tiny Power. There's another memorable moment. That was good fun.
Yeah.
That was good.
The memories, man.
Ah, yes.
Yeah.
All 8 years of it.
I was going to ask, did you have anything else to add? What does Good Game mean to you, Johnny?
It means my whole career.
Pretty much, yeah.
Because I didn't know how to edit before this show, and then I came on this show and they taught me how to edit, and now I'm an editor.
It's pretty much, I think, most of our careers.
Yeah.
We kind of all grew up with Good Game.
Definitely. Career-wise. Definitely.
Which meant, like, they really had a lot of trust in us when they hired us.
Oh, yeah.
So, do you know how to do this? I guess so.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, sure. Let's go with that. Let's wing it.
Yeah.
5 years later, I think I know how to do my job now.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I'm still iffy. I still have moments where I come in and I go, not sure how to do this today.
I mean, Google's your best friend in that,
Google.
that case.
If only Google could edit it, it'd just be amazing. I'd just type it in and
surely
just
one
spit
day,
out a show.
one day in 20 years' time, they will have made a sentient android who can edit.
Yeah.
It's all rhythm and timing anyway.
I mean, that's almost me already.
Are you a sentient android?
I could be. This is just all on poke. Oh, God, I just lost it. No, it's gone.
Do you belong on Westworld?
No, I don't. I'm my own being.
More human than human. Thanks very much.
Oh, white
John.
zombie reference. Look out. God.
Nicky.
Lin!
Oh, get loud.
Lin.
Just peeking every time. It's your life. Just peeking.
It is.
Every day. Peeking. What's your earliest memory of Good Game?
So I don't remember when I first knew that Good Game existed. And I don't remember when I first watched it. So far this is off to a terrible start. But one of my earliest memories of interacting with Good Game was when I started the roast, and it was this like 2-minute show on ABC2 that 30 people watched, and we would live tweet each episode. And so we would live tweet a 2-minute episode. So I would have a tweet saying, it's about to start. And then I would tweet out one joke. And then I go, that's it, guys. Thanks very much for watching. And in order to gain an audience, I hijacked the GGTV hashtag. So I just put that on all of our live tweets. And then I would get yelled at by Good Game people, like fans saying to get off the hashtag.
Yeah. Before they, knew you.
Yeah. But I remember every single one of them.
Yeah.
And their reckoning
You have
will
a
come.
book. You have a book of grudges.
Oh,
right?
it's a big book.
Yeah. Like Mean Girl style?
Yeah.
Like photos stuck on there with clad glue.
Yeah. Painted little mustaches on them.
Yeah. Yeah. Brilliant. Can't wait to read it.
You're in that book.
Am I?
No. I don't think you were on Twitter at that time.
I've been on Twitter.
Yeah?
I was probably tweeting about tennis at that time.
I'll check the book.
Yeah. Check the book. But I wouldn't have yelled at you on Twitter.
That doesn't seem like a very you thing to do.
How do you know who you were?
Unless I spoke shit about Federer.
Yeah, exactly. How do you know who you were?
Thanks, Lynn.
No one watched the roast.
That's
Oh.
true at the beginning.
What is your most memorable and favorite moment of Good Game?
I think it would probably be. I've said this before. Our live show that we did at PAX last year for Pocket, where we were so scared that people wouldn't show up, and then just before it started, I felt like I was going to vomit, and I was getting really nervous, and everyone was like, "Why are you so nervous? Like, it'll be fine. You're just going to do the show." I'm like, "I'm not nervous about the show. I'm nervous about doing the show for no one." And then I snuck outside to see if anyone was there, and there was this giant roar as I walked outside, and I realized, oh no, people watch. So that was probably the coolest moment because, yeah, I knew that people were watching and cared, and then I just got to like have a show where my face was on this enormous screen behind me, and I had someone touch my hair all the time.
It's all ego, man.
It's all
It's
ego.
a dream.
It's
a
the
dream.
only thing that drives me.
I mean, do you think there was a point where ego, we're making this little internet show, we're not quite sure if the people who watch us are bots
Yep.
or not?
Yeah.
And then
I was
you turn
worried
up
a
to
lot of them
PAX.
were Korean, and not like Korean, but lived in Korea and were just like in some factory being paid to just refresh the page.
Right. You mean like Bangladesh?
It's all the same.
Yeah. People who pay for hits, right?
Yeah.
But you turn up to PAX and you finally actually see, real human beings.
Exactly.
They
Yeah.
actually watch our show. This is amazing.
Yeah, it was. That was a really special feeling. And then, in fact, pretty much all the live stuff. I love all those live shows. I love the panels that we do. I love the Q&As that we do. I love meeting people and stuff. And part of it is an ego thing. Part of it is being able to meet all the really wonderful people who watch the show. But I also think that there's like a cool family sense whenever we do that stuff. Like, and I feel like I'm part of the family now. So that makes me happy.
Did you ever do much theatre in school? Like,
Yeah,
do you
heaps.
think-
Yeah.
So
I love
you like
all that
live
Yeah, I love.
performance?
If I could do this show live every day, I totally would.
Don't put that idea. into
Maybe
people's heads.
if I'll just say that that's our plan,
Yeah.
and then it has to happen.
So it just happens in the ABC foyer in like a little glass box. every day?
100. If I could take over where the ABC shop was downstairs and make that just a little studio where UTS students come and watch me make Pocket every day.
Oh, it's a fishbowl.
Yeah.
So it's like News 24, but Good Game Pocket. Just put John in the corner editing away.
That's my dream. And we would just do a mix of live streaming and recording gameplay stuff, and then a show of like the news, like a little talk show news thing.
Do you think you would actually live in the box? Like, how they did that experiment at a department store?
Yeah.
Where a guy
Just lived in
basically
the glass
lived
cube.
in the glass cube, had a bed in it. And
Yeah.
obviously it had a toilet to the side because, no one really needs to see you pee.
I'm happy for people to see me pay.
I'm sure you're happy. No, they're not happy.
No.
Yeah, like you could essentially not pay rent. Live in the ABC.
That would be a huge boon. We would need to squeeze my girlfriend and my dog in there.
That could be done.
I reckon
that's
that would be
that's a
fine.
big space.
Yeah,
that's
it is-
at least
yeah.
that's like a Melbourne equivalent of a 1-bedroom apartment.
It's a Sydney equivalent of a 4-bedroom apartment.
Yeah, exactly. It's fine, and it's for free, right? You get paid to live in it.
I'd do that.
Yeah. Do you have a game that takes you to your happy place?
Hearthstone, but it's probably not my happy place. It's half my angry place, half my happy place.
Right, but maybe your happy place is your angry place.
I think it actually
like
is.
it's cathartic, right? So you find catharsis.
It's definitely the game that I go to when I want to unwind or between other games or just something to do. So it's pretty much what I do at all times when I'm not doing something else.
So it's like retrospection and stuff. Like
Yeah,
you get
yeah.
your
In fact, I was talking
Get your
about,
emotions out.
I was talking about this with Pete earlier, that I hate that hate's a strong word. I dislike that so many games that I play right now are team-based multiplayer games, because it means that I'm relying on other people to do their job. And while I'm by no means the greatest, video game player ever, it gets frustrating when you lose games just because people have done something wrong, like on your team. And the reason I like Hearthstone is because it's entirely my fault every time I lose, and that sort of solo experience. And so I think that it is something where I spend so much time negotiating with other people playing a game that I like. I like just settling into something where I'm learning and getting better at something and gaining a deeper understanding it, while at the same time entirely responsible for all the terrible mistakes I make.
So I'd imagine you'd choose tennis over, say, something like basketball.
100%.
Yeah.
I would choose squash over tennis.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's you against the wall against the other person.
Yeah.
You got to have a wall in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But when I play squash, there's no other person. It's me and the wall.
It's you and the wall.
And
the wall wins every time.
No. Squash is the one sport I'm actually amazing at. Got good reach.
Okay.
Good reach, Peter.
You do have very long limbs.
Peter Burns, ladies and gentlemen. Pete, say something.
Hello. Peter, you're up next anyway. But Nick, I have a special question for you.
Yes.
From Reese Hill.
Mm-hmm. Wait, is that a person or a place?
A person.
Okay.
I think it was from Facebook. Question for Nick Boy. Where has your strange hatred for Nintendo, Pokemon, and the Wii come from?
I used to love Nintendo games, and then Nintendo stopped loving me.
Is that like a personal choice by Shigeru Miyamoto? Like, you know what? We're going to stop loving that Nick Boy.
Yeah, I think that was the deliberate decision.
Him.
I think it's just that they still make great games. They still absolutely make really interesting, cool games. It's just that I feel like they're not aiming their product at me. They're actually aiming their product at a way broader audience, and probably a way younger audience, and also an audience who is fine with them falling back on the same tropes and sort of tired systems that they use all the time. And so I feel like I have progressed past what Nintendo is offering as a company, and I am waiting for them to catch up to make something that is interesting without also most of the time being incredibly condescending to me.
Does that mean you lost the magic of childhood?
Well, my name is Nick Boy, and I've got cartoon characters tattooed into my skin.
Yeah.
I don't think I've lost the magic of childhood. I think,
but maybe that's like a last ditch attempt to reach out.
It could be. It's mainly like
childhood.
If I could take all Nintendo games and put them on a platform that I actually like the PC. Mm-hmm. But even if I couldn't do that, if I could just take on Nintendo games and get rid of press A for Mario to say the next thing, to get rid of all the slow crap that they put in front of really interesting, fun, great platformers, because I love platformers. Mm-hmm. They just coat them in so much useless shit. So that's why I hate Nintendo, Reese Hill. But I'm ready to love again.
Yeah.
I'm ready to take them back into my heart. It's just that I don't think they're ready for me yet.
I mean, I feel like you need to make a YouTube video with the statement and put it out there.
Send it to Nintendo.
Send it to Shiggy.
Yeah.
I think he's seen one of our segments before.
Oh, I'm sure he watches Pocket.
We did a I think tribute to him on Spawn Point once.
Is he dead?
No, it's more about his career.
Right.
Yeah. What does good game mean to you, Nikki? Means a job. So far.
Yes, yeah, it does mean a job. No, good game is where all the people who I actually have something in common with are. Because most of the time, in most of my life, I've had other things in common with friends and stuff, but it's rarely been video games. I actually have an extraordinarily low amount of people in my outside good game life who have any interest in video games. So this is a place where, it's kindred spirit stuff. It's really, it's a very.
But see, we've discussed this before. I think, the moment I came into Good Game and I went to my then manager and I said, I don't think I've ever been in a space that had that many nerdy people,
disgusting.
working together on something.
Yeah.
I thought I was, nerdy.
Yeah.
But I came into Good Game and was like, oh my God,
You met James.
There is this whole nother level of nerddom. But as you say, it's like it is a place for kindred spirits to come along, and it's like we're not nerdy about the same things. Like we all love games, but we all have our nerdy pursuits, and we come together, and it's that kind of call it like nerd passion that kind of brings us together as a team.
I think it's a good sign when I feel like I get all my friending done here as well, which...
So you can just go home and be by yourself and with your girlfriend. Your
yeah, like I rarely feel the need to socialize. Like I naturally don't do it that much, but I do not really do anything social outside of the office because I actually think I get all those tics from in the office. I have all the conversations that I would have with friends. I have all the jokes, hang around. It feels like you're actually hanging out with a bunch of people. So I like who are your friends so you don't need to do that later.
It's exactly like high school, except you don't feel the urge to call them at night.
That is true.
Right?
I mean, yes, except for the fact that I do speak to a lot of them at night if we're playing something.
Oh, yeah, true.
But yeah, it's not that sort of like call as soon as you get home.
So you spend like 6 hours, how long's school? I forget.
No, was it 9:30 or 8:30? 8:30 for a 9 o'clock start to 3:30.
9 to 3, so 6 hours. So it's not like you spend 6 hours with someone and then you come home and immediately you're on the phone with them for another 2 hours.
Yeah.
Then again, we do see each other for like 8 to 10 hours.
Yeah.
So maybe it's all included.
What's a good game to you? Has anyone asked you these questions?
No, I'm going to ask myself these questions in the end.
Yeah.
I'm going to like have my like solo podcast moment.
That's good.
Of like, Lin Jie, what does good game mean to you? Like John, it's a career. It's a career. It was my career.
Yeah, because I was listening to the John answer, and I was thinking that a couple of days ago. Actually, like we've got Sam, you, John, Pete, Rad, Steph, Joe, Sanita, Gus.
Basically everyone with
James,
the exception of like Ben and Janet.
There's Ben, Janet,
Elliot,
me,
you,
Elliot, and Barjo all had previous experience in another job.
Or like careers before.
Yeah, like careers
game,
before
right?
coming here. It is amazing that many people so unbelievably unqualified have managed to somehow trick people into keeping their jobs.
See, we didn't trick anyone. We just came really cheap.
That is, we
came super cheap.
And that's how everyone gets their start in television. I will work hard. I will work for hours that go beyond reasonable expectations, and you can pay me a lot less than you think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But surprisingly, we've all been quite competent at what we do.
Yeah.
Thus far.
Mm-hmm.
And hopefully we'll continue to do so. But I mean, we're remarkably cheap, and like we understand games. Like who else is going to do my job?
Certainly not
in the ABC. No one else.
Yeah. Certainly not.
No one can be John.
Sandra Sully. Does she work here? John? John says no. Who am I thinking of?
Juanita Phillips.
Juanita Phillips. That's a good one. Kicking dicks with Sarah Ferguson.
See, I don't think Lee Sales can be on Pocket. She doesn't have that pizzazz.
No, she can't. She couldn't keep up with this.
Mic drop. Wrinkles. That's what it means to Peter.
Yeah.
Right? Good game equals wrinkles, aging. You were so pretty back in 2011, Peter.
I mean, I wasn't. Let's face it.
So pretty.
But I
have photos
a lot worse
on Facebook.
Now. The bags are large.
I mean, think about it this way: another decade, and you'll be distinguished.
Is
perhaps with a cocaine problem
in a GQ sense, like a Daniel Craig.
Do you go grey early?
Not particularly attractive in stills, but like in motion, okay.
No.
In real life, okay.
Black and white photos, super contrast, get those wrinkles out, and it'll look fucking fantastic.
You take good photos. I mean, I've taken photos of you, so I think you take good photos. Yeah, you're not bad. Not bad.
Has this started?
Yeah.
All right.
So look, I'm not ashamed to say that I work in a very handsome
White?
group of people.
Group of people.
We work in a handsome.
Are you or not?
No, I think everyone in this office is like stylish and handsome.
There's no uglies.
And pretty.
People who aren't.
In the office.
What? Good looking and stylish.
Wow. Well, I'm
like...
I'm definitely not stylish.
No, but you're good looking.
Sean, you're a pretty good looking man.
Yeah.
You are.
You
You're
got a
babe.
good head.
You do have a good head.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If I shaved that head, you'd look like the bald guy from London High. And we all know how much people loved him. Yeah.
Oh, this is exactly the type of conversation that I love in the pocket room, and this is why I come in here all the time. But Peter,
Yes.
what's your earliest memory of Good Game?
I was joking about this before we rolled, but it's totally being called a douchebag by John. Like my first day. And I was a lot younger then, 2011.
And a lot prettier.
And a lot prettier. And I could wear tight clothes and feel comfortable in that. And I think I was wearing an old like Street Fighter shirt or something like that. And it fit well and I was a bit more ripped then. And like I had a short like buzz cut. So I was trying to look neat. I was trying to look neat for my first week in the office, though I was wearing a Street Fighter shirt. But anyway, this guy comes downstairs, no idea who he is. Big, intimidating dude, barges through the door, and like I'm the first person you see when you walk through the door as a production coord, still learning the job and no idea what I was doing. And this big guy walks through, looks me up and down, flicks his head back and goes, "Hey, douchebag." And keeps moving on. And like, you're probably like, HR is going to come down now 5 years later and be like, that was the wrong thing.
But do you remember, I remember like telling you kind of in that first week that John basically insults anyone that he likes.
Yeah.
You know, it's a very schoolyard type of thing. Like, if he loves you, he's going to insult the shit out of you.
I know, but it wasn't love at first sight with John, that's for sure. I think he warmed to me eventually.
John's shaking his head.
Yeah, still not. Anyway, yeah, that's probably the first memory I have.
It's a memorable moment.
Yeah.
First day on the job.
Yeah.
What is your most memorable moment whilst working on the show?
I don't know. A lot of things stick, like working with Andrew Hansen and him getting his full kit off.
Were you in the room?
I wasn't in the room, but
Right.
I left the room specifically
Because I remember
for that
we had to get the
moment.
work experience kid out because he was like under 16 or something. And we were like, you probably shouldn't see this person's
wang.
penis.
Yeah, and I mean, I guess more recently, like the start of Pocket and getting that up and running, and yeah, we've done so much stuff.
I mean, to
We've
be
done so
honest,
much
we don't
stuff.
remember anything that happened before yesterday.
I don't remember what we did yesterday.
Yeah,
for
what did you do
news.
this morning? You can't remember.
We shot news, and I don't. What was there? Nick
Yeah,
was
see,
there.
no one remembers.
Nick's putting his hand up. He was like, "I was there," and I was like, "I remember that." No.
You put together Lego.
Oh, I did build some Lego today as well.
Did you put together those Lego
Yeah, we were
sets?
waiting for Janet to watch the there's a 3-part ATST Lego set that I'm working on, and the other day I had some downtime, did part 1.
Yeah.
Got some downtime today as well, part 2. So
very
there's still part
important,
3
by
to
the
go.
way.
I hate Lego. I'm realizing as I go, I hate Lego. I much prefer, because I have an ATST on the shelf in the Pocket Studio, and it's an action toy, and like it's cool out of the box, and like you don't have to waste time building it to look worse than that one looks. Lego sucks.
Thank you, Peter.
There's the Peter wheel.
That's the Peter we all love. That's what 6 years in television does to you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Remember how you used to be such a happy puppy dog?
Yeah, but I
be
don't
like
know
the
if I ever
happiest
loved
guy,
Lego.
man.
I'm trying to think back. I'm trying to think back
You
to my
would
childhood.
have wanted to love Lego 6 years ago.
Because I went to, everyone had Duplo when they were super small, like, because it's easy for people with bad, like, motor skills, because it's bigger. Mm-hmm. And then I remember building, like, Yowie Power toys.
Is it because your hands are really big that you
I
need
do have
like
large
bigger,
hands.
bigger blocks?
People always comment
You
on my
can't find like the
hands.
finesse in Lego.
They're broad. I don't know that they're bigger than most hands, but for the fingers, like, the palm size is broad. I was good in the slips.
Okay, so I've put my hand up to Pete's, and he's an entire, like, what you say, fingertip knuckles,
Yeah.
like above.
Yeah,
my
your
hand.
fingers come to the last knuckle on my fingers.
Yeah.
But it's more the like width of the hand.
Yeah,
I don't know, your hands are pretty wide as well. Like
that's 10 years of piano playing, Peter.
yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
I reckon I could get
That's some
like
stretching
12
in there.
note span, though I wouldn't be
God
able to
damn
play
you.
anything.
Yeah, you'll play some Rachmaninoff.
Yeah.
With those hands.
Get
All
my
right.
Jeffrey Rush on. If anyone's seen Shine.
Do 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 do. All right. Do you have a game that takes you to your happy place? What, do you have a happy place right now? I mean,
the game that I play
when
the most right now is
hit
Dota,
producer-
but it's not a happy place.
when you hit producer level, your happy place disappears. I mean, that's,
We don't have Ben's not here right now, so I can't ask him that. But your happy place disappears.
Yeah, I don't have a fallback happy place game anymore. I guess when I was in school, it was Halo because I was
Any
good at it. But I'm not anymore.
retro stuff?
Banjo-Kazooie, like I was super ecstatic when the Rare Replay brought it back again, but when they released it in the Xbox Live Arcade, like that was really nice to go back, and nostalgia always helps. And those games totally hold up, the Kazooie and Tooie. Like they're still like premier 3D platformers. So that's nice. I guess I go to those. But yeah, like now I get joy out of new experiences, but I don't have something that I go to, like, Davey Redden or William Pugh release something, and that's like joy for half an hour that the game lasts, and then like I move back to like hateful Dota and just loathing everything about life.
I asked Nick about this, and he said, Hearthstone was half hate and half love. Yeah. And with you, is Dota kind of your cathartic emotional place where you get all that bad energy out?
I don't know if I get it all out or if it puts more in me. Sometimes it can go one way or the other. Yeah. You have a good set of games and you feel better about life, but it is totally like a drug. Like you used to get so much out of it, and then you get nothing and you need more of it, and you realize that it's not doing anything for you anymore, and then you just start to hate yourself.
So what we really need to do is I need to remake Trainspotting, but with Dota and with you as Rent Boy.
Yes. I'll take it.
Yeah. That was McGregor's character, right? Rent Boy? Is that his?
He was Rent Boy.
Yeah, he's Rent Boy. Yeah.
I'll climb into a toilet.
Nikki can be Johnny Lee Miller.
Yep.
You're pretty cute. Start your
totally.
Be your spud.
What?
You're a spud.
No, you're a Robbie Carlyle, man. That menace.
Well, Baby Sam needs to be baby.
Oh, Baby Sam's the baby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Baby. What about Tom?
This is great. I need
could
to
work.
This.
It could work.
Yeah.
And then at the end, I can't think of a good analogy. Because my mind went to Office Space then, and I was like, we break the printer. Because I've just got the shot of like the four men standing around in a field. Yeah. But different film.
This needs to be done.
Very different film.
If budget was not a concern, what would Pocket be?
This whole studio would be a run of probably 6 very powerful computers, and I reckon I would have 5 cameras mounted in here.
Just all pointed at Nick.
Not all pointed at Nick. I think this would be
all the angles, man.
This would be, and we'd all have sick internet, and we would it would be a big like group gaming session thing, and we'd bring all the personalities in, and they'd play as much as we could get them to play. And I think that's probably like 50K away from being a reality.
Without Good Game, would your life still have a purpose?
Yeah, I don't know what. I don't know what I'd be doing, but yeah, for sure. I love this show, but I mean, come on.
Don't be a producer, kids. Just don't do it. Don't do it. All right, Peter, thank you so much.
Why do I only get 10 minutes and he got 50?
I'm a better speaker.
Because he can't stop talking, man.
Yeah, I know. He just talks shit.
And we talk shit all the time.
Freaking tennis and squash.
Okay, Peter.
Let's talk about cricket.
What else do you want to talk about?
I've got nothing.
I fucking hate cricket. I don't want to talk about cricket.
All right, we're done. Can I drop the mic as well?
Yeah, you can drop.
I'm more responsible. This is an expensive microphone.
Yeah, and also you have to use that microphone. So if you
I'm going to place it and I'll hit the table loud next to it.
All right. That sounded so hollow. But anyway, that's your mic drop. Thank you, Peter. Bye.
Bye.
And that concludes part 2 of Humans of Good Game. I love the Pocket Room because the lack of air conditioning, sunlight, and the overabundance of testosterone produces a particular form of craziness, and it's hilarious day in and day out. Still to come on future episodes, interviews with Hex, Goose, and long chats with some of our sound guys whom have never been on the podcast before. If you're into the nitty-gritty of TV production, you wouldn't want to miss out on those. As always, if you have a comment or question, tweet me at Elgeology or leave a comment on SoundCloud or Facebook. You can also subscribe to this podcast through iTunes. I'm Lin Jie Kong. Till next time, goodbye.